I'm still burned out. Let's begin. Today's video is going to be all about CachyOS. Its majestic majesty of stuff going on and more. Now, here's the thing. I'm going to try to make this as big as I can by also making me... oh, no, it's not supposed to happen. You're supposed to hold shift and it's supposed to just shrink you, but it didn't do its thing. We're going to try to go into as much detail as we can without goofing around, without getting sidetracked on what CachyOS is, what it offers you, and what to do during the installation. I like how it detects my NVIDIA driver. That's nice. CachyOS is built for Arch Linux. Okay? Plain and simple. It comes with one of the most optimized kernels you will ever find in Linux. And the reason that it is so optimized is because of the patches that go into it. We're going to cover those patches before we even get started. There is AES crypto. So this patch uses hardware acceleration. 1 second. Let me actually just capture this application window for the virtual machine because I want to make sure you guys have the best view of this possible. Okay. So again, AES crypto. This patch uses hardware acceleration through advanced instruction sets like AVX2, AVX512, and AVX10.1 to speed up encryption processes. This is particularly beneficial for applications that rely heavily on encryption, such as VPNs, secure communications, making them faster and more efficient. It's a good one. And we got a lot of these to go through. So AMD P-State. By optimizing the power management P-states of AMD's processors, this patch ensures that the CPU can dynamically adjust the performance and power consumption based on the current workload. This leads to better performance during intense tasks and improved power efficiency during lighter tasks. This is one of the things that Linux does way better than Windows, is prioritizing power management states and multitasking. Where it tends to fall apart, and I found this out yesterday, because I was going to do a video on the games that run slower on Linux than Windows. There's a lot of it, and the problem is I'm trying to record the video on this and it just won't let me because it knows I'm out to murder it. But we're sticking with Linux because it's Linux and I love Linux more than I like Windows. So simple as that. So the AMD P-State thing is super important. The main issue where Linux falls apart is IPC intensive games and applications. That's unfortunate. That's something they need to work on. BBR3. So the BBR version 3 algorithm from Google improves TPC congestion control by adjusting data packets are sent over the network. This aims to maximize throughput while minimizing latency, resulting in faster and more reliable internet connections, which is true. Here's the thing. On a heroic game launcher, when I'm downloading, let's say Cyberpunk, I'm always between 100 megabytes per second. No, you did not just see my hand do that. My webcam automatically reacts to hand movements and AI stuff. And it jumps between 100 megabytes a second to 246 megabytes a second. Okay, that's solid. It goes through a period of time where it just stays up. On Windows, it drops as low as 8 megabytes a second, goes up to 36, up to 56, down and up and down and up and down and up, and doesn't matter what NIC I use. I could use a 10 gig NIC, I could use a dedicated one. It does not matter. It will be the most up and down thing you can ever possibly imagine, which I found out yesterday. It took me 10 minutes to install Cyberpunk, when usually on Linux, it only takes me about 4 minutes. Get your shit together, Windows. On to the next one, BFQ and MQ Deadline. These are I/O schedulers that manage how read and write operations are performed on storage devices. It's all you really need to know. They prioritize interactive tasks and reduces latency by organizing requests based on their deadlines to ensure timely data access. Windows is snappy. I'm saying it. It is. It opens applications super quick. But the read and write speeds tests I did on Windows would never max out my NVMe. It didn't even come close. Linux maxed it out at 7.4 gigabytes per second. Okay? And 6.9 gigabits per second writes. That's what my NVMe is rated for. Windows undercut that by a lot because it has more tasks running in the background, which unfortunately bog down the OS, where Linux is able to prioritize things because of these patches. Catch up, Windows. Alright, so there's a patch called Cachy. This patch includes various enhancements to the scheduler, which is responsible for allocating CPU resources to running processes. Learn something, Windows. By improving how tasks are prioritized and managed, the system becomes more responsive and efficient, practically under heavy multitasking scenarios. Grim, or Greem, I don't know how to say his name, he runs the new Rayojinx. He was installing Fortnite with the Epic client, okay? And it would completely bog down his system. He hated that. And he was running on an NVMe as well for that. So this wouldn't happen on Linux. This wouldn't happen on CachyOS. So that's another big win. Don't be a Windows user. Fortnite's not worth it. It's not. I'm sorry. Now, we need to move on. Intel P-State. We all know what Intel P-State does. It's exactly like the AMD P-State, where it does power management, better balance of performance, power consumption is lower. It ensures the CPU can ramp up performance when needed and saves energy during idle periods. Great. By the way, if you're wondering if a P-State's snake oil, it's not. Look, on Windows, my laptop's around 70 Celsius on idle. On Linux, it's around 30. Yeah, and the 6.12 kernel makes it even cooler, so AMD P-State for the win. Alright, so KSM, kernel, same page merging. It helps conserve memory by identifying and merging identical memory pages used by different processes. This is especially useful in virtualization environments and multiple instances that are run in the same concurrent, I don't know how to say some words, reducing overall memory pages. Remember, I have brain damage. I also have autism, so certain words do not work with my brain. So IE9UO, this patch helps prevent the system from becoming unresponsive when it's nearly out of memory by optimizing memory management and reducing latency. It ensures smoother performance under high memory pressure, avoiding thrashing excessive paging. Nice. Now there's NT-Sync. So adding support for the NT-Sync driver allows for more efficient synchronization of time-sensitive operations, which can be crucial in certain networking and real-time applications where precise timing is important. My head's already starting to hurt from this. I'm not this type of guy. I'm trying something new for you guys. Please appreciate this. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, because by the time I'm done this video, I'm going to have a massive headache. Per core. So per core performance is what I'm going to call it. By enabling the performance monitoring tool perf to read energy usage from each CPU core individually, this patch provides more granular insight into power consumption. This can help in fine-tuning the performance and identifying power-hungry processes. There's also a 2T patch that ensures compatibility with T2 security chips found in MacBooks. And then there's ZSTD by basically it allows for it's basically swap memory. I don't even have to explain that one to you. Ooh, that was a lot. Yeah, it was. There's other notable things, like they added support for X3D chips to automatically deal with those. So your best performance for X3D chips is going to be on Linux, believe it or not, which is really nice. So if you're thinking of that 9800 X3D, well, here you go. Yay. So heading into this, now we can finally get to this. If you're going to be installing NVIDIA, you're going to choose this option. If you choose any other option, you are not going to have the NVIDIA driver on boot up. We've come across this issue before. So NVIDIA chooses this one. People on Mesa chooses this one. If you're on legacy hardware, you're going to choose this one. Because we're in a virtual machine, we're choosing the first one. Now, why I wanted to do this video, people ask me a more detailed explanation of what CachyOS is, and I want to kind of provide that the best I can. So I hired AI to help me explain these patches because I have a rough understanding of them, but I wanted to give you an understanding, like a more in-depth understanding, as if, I don't know, everything was put down to a level where anybody can understand it, because not everyone's going to be a developer, okay? Now, by default, CachyOS is KDE, okay? That's fine with me. I don't mind that at all. Most people are going to be drawn to KDE due to the fact that it looks like Windows. I'm not drawn to KDE because I don't like Windows. I'm not a Windows guy. I'm a Gnome guy. I like nice, clean looking interfaces. Now, I'm really hoping that this is actually going to connect and work, because it better. Oh, really? Let me try to get this working, because we're going to need networking. Well, I got the internet to work. I injected my Ethernet, but the strange part is it's still working normally. I don't know. So, again, this is the hello welcome screen. You'll also get this after install, and there's a README, a forum, get involved, development software, release info, wiki, and so on and so forth. And you can choose to launch it to start or not to. There you go. We're going to close this down, and we're going to choose Grub for this one because I'm really tired of systemd boot. It did some shady stuff that I don't like. So this is the installer. Okay, we're going to minimize this. I want you to look nice and closely at this. We're going to go through a bunch of stuff here. We're going to go through welcome, location, keyboard, partitions, desktop, packaging, users, summary, install, and finish. So we're going to hit next. Keyboard, choose your keyboard. You know how to do this. This is like any other installation. Find your language, find your keyboard type. Okay, it's got a ton of them in there. And you can also see there's this as well. So I have a generic keyboard, I guess. It's not really generic. It's very pretty though. And then this is where you'll do manual partitioning and everything like that. Now I'm going to try to help you with the manual partitioning part. It's kind of annoying and complicated, okay? So you would select your device if you're dual booting. Normally on that actual screen there itself, it will detect if you have another OS. So if you select your Windows disk, it will say install alongside, and it will allow you to drag the thing on the bottom, the bar, that will automatically let you adjust your partition size. I don't recommend installing Linux aside Windows, okay? Use a different drive, NVMEs, SSDs, they're all super cheap these days. There is no excuse, okay? There's none. You have external drives. You can do this on USB if you need to. But I will attempt to do this, okay? So we're going to go with GPT. Okay, now we got free space of 200 gigs. I'm going to create a mount point for boot EFI. And it's going to be... Where is it? It's going to be boot. But I'm also looking for MSP or ESP. Where's ESP? Do we not get to choose ESP anymore? And this is going to be FAT32, and I believe once we did that, we'll have... Where is ESP? Come on, man. I guess it's just known as boot now? Okay, I'm fine with that. And the size we're going to do is... I'm going to do about a gig, okay? Actually, a gig 24 exactly, because 1 gig is 1024 megabytes. Great. And there's your new partition right there. And if you need to, again, you can go and you can edit it. But that hopefully should be it. Now, we got a new space. Okay, we got more free space that we can edit. If you want, if you don't have very much RAM, you can do what's called a swap partition right here. Okay, that's up to you. I don't think you have to do that when it comes to CachyOS. It will handle that itself, so we're not going to do that today. What we are going to do is we're going to create a ButterFS system. Really shouldn't have changed anything like that. And we're going to set the mount point here. If you want to, you can set a separate home folder. I don't like to do that. And I know that sounds weird, but I just don't want to. So we're going to just call this root. Okay. So there's root. And if we edit this, we're going to call this the boot drive. Like that. Excellent. And that's really all you should need to be able to boot, unless you want to add another partition, which pretty much means you can add master boot record as well. Let's stick to UEFI these days, just because. Now, this is where things get a little overwhelming. There's a lot of desktop environments that you can choose. Everything from, no, actually, I don't even know what the hell this is. Like, I've used this before. I didn't like it. So this, and this, with this, and this, and this are all amazing, including this. They're fine. They're desktop environments that you're used to. They'll mimic things like Windows and Mac OS in some ways, and they'll set you up and ready to go. Where actually this too, because I have used Wayfire before, Sway is a Windows manager, so it's quite lacking in terms of modern features. And what I mean by that is, you know how you're used to doing this? Yeah? Well, now that doesn't happen unless you enable floating. Same goes for Qtile. I mean, you got a nice little UI. It's a tiling based system. They have everything you need there to get everything up and running. You have OpenBox. They do have a bar set up. Everything's done by right clicking and stuff, so it's kind of interesting. This is Gnome. They call it Mate, even though there's no little weird thing above the T. We just call it Mate. And these two are probably the lightest desktop environments you could use. Here's Hyperland. Yeah, it's another tiling manager thing. And it looks nice. You can customize it any way you want. But I don't really enjoy it. And then you got i3. Again, these are all super complicated. If you're a new user of Linux, you're just going to skip these altogether. Unless you just want to jump into something complicated. And then we have Cosmic. This is in beta 3 or alpha 3. It's not for daily use. It lacks a lot of modern features. Most people end up going with Plasma and Gnome. Both have HDR, both have variable refresh rate support, both have high refresh rate support. These are the guys that usually most people go with. And Cinnamon is, well, Cinnamon's Cinnamon. It's really outdated and kind of just finding its way to Wayland. Same thing for XFCE4. It's finding its way to Wayland. And that won't be out till probably December sometime. So you want to use Wayland if you want a modern desktop experience. You only kind of really have, oh, I guess 3 options. Yeah. I guess I should probably install this to kind of just show you guys what's going on with this. So, yeah, let's just install Firefox. If you need printing support, it's there. HP printers, the accessibility tools are here. Like, honestly, I wish I could just do this. Like, look at this. This is all I want to do because I want to show you everything. You know? But it's not going to let me hit next. That's the problem. Okay? And that bugs me a lot because, like, maybe I want to try it more than one desktop environment, but it's not going to let me. It's annoying. Anyway, Matt's the name. 1250 is the game. Do not log in automatically with your password. And there you go. That's how you install CachyOS. Okay, so we're going to just hit done. And it's automatically going to do this because, you know, I did the thing where it's like, it's going to be first in the boot list. So I need to change that real quick with you guys, which is in boot options. So now we just select this and push that. Okay. Push that down. hit apply, turn it off, hit apply, hit play, and yay, there we go. So this is your boot menu. For advanced, if you have any issues with booting, you can head in here and use the fallback. For now, we're just going to boot up normally. And this is it. There's Hyperland and systemd session. I don't know what systemd session is, so we're going to go in here and check this out. Oh, right. It's not my password. This is. I didn't even know what that was. So we're just going to go and force reset that because that wasn't working. Okay. Once again, booting's super quick on Linux, by the way. So we're going to just go to Hyperland. We're going to enter a password. Again, not my password. And there we go. Welcome to Hyperland. The configuration's a bit off. Hyperland, blah, blah, blah. Decorated drop shadows not exist. So that's fine. This is not a very good example of anything, but if we hit oh, well, I don't want to do that. So Control A. That was weird. So that, again, I'm trying my best to learn how to use this. Is this it? Is there a menu here at all? How the hell do you use this thing? See what I mean by it's really weird and complicated? Oh, and that did stuff. That opened up stuff. Yeah, it doesn't work the best when it comes to, you know, things, I guess is the right term. 40%. What are you? You're a capture button. You're a power button. And I can't, for the life of me, remember how to just use this like this. Because, again, we have this huge thing in front of us. So, it's one of those things where you just want to, like, force off and reinstall the entire OS. But as you saw, it did boot. So, it is able to, I did do it right, which is nice. So, we're just going to go do this, and we're going to reinstall it real quick with Gnome. I think this would also be the perfect timing to show you the install alongside feature, because we have 200 gigs to work with, which means we have enough room to figure things out. So we're going to click grub again, and I'm going to minimize you and minimize you. We're going to hit next, next, and next, and install alongside. So this is the thing. We can just go like, it should let us. There we go. See? You can just do this. So what we're going to do is we're going to just like do that. And this entire thing will now be dedicated to CachyOS. So we're going to hit next. And we're going to install the Plasma desktop version. Because as I said, we're going to go over as much of it as we can. Met and password and password and next. So there we go. We got a new version installed. I'm going to go through and I'm going to install every single desktop environment through a separate partitioned install alongside OS. Okay, so I think we have a bit of stuff here. I think I messed up and I need to actually enable the boot menu because we have a lot of installs now. So it's just I think it's F12 or something. I don't really know. Can't remember. I think it's F12. Is it delete? I can't remember the damn thing at all. Maybe it's F11 or something. It's hard to remember what key is which. You know what I mean? All right, so this is the Gnome version of CachyOS. We're going to start here, I guess. When you first enter in, you're going to see install apps, install tweaks. Tweaks pretty much just, I'll let you tweak things. You can refresh your key, remove orphans, clear packages, remove a DB lock, do a system update, reinstall all packages. I wish I knew that. Install the gaming packages, snapper support, rank mirrors. What you're going to want to do first is rank mirrors, because here's the thing. You want the fastest download speed possible when it comes to anything else you're going to set up next. Look how much that say? Wow, those are some bad friggin' mirrors. What about these ones? Yeah. Oh, these ones, that one's a little better. Yeah, you'll never find a mirror that matches your full speed. And it's unfortunate that, again, speed needs to be distributed between others and not just yourself. So it is what it is. But hopefully you'll find one that comes close, like what we just saw above, which was right here. So yeah, the fastest speed that we got was 109 megabytes a second. So that's pretty good. After that's done, you can refresh the key rings, or you can do a system update. Let's do a system update. Even though we just finished installing a brand new system, there's nothing to do there. Now, this is profile sync for their browser, and BFTune automatically tunes your system on the fly. If you have Bluetooth, you're going to want to click this button. For the rest, I don't know. And as for install apps, there's browsers, as you can see. So we can go into browsers, and Brave, Google, yada yada yada. They need to add Edge here. I'm sorry guys, but you need to. Your email, your office suites, your ebooks, text editors, and so on and so forth. Media recording, look at that. There's OBS Studio. And yeah, there's even password managers. So that's nice. Other than that, this is pretty cool. I think this is definitely one of the nicer little side things that you can get. This is what comes installed. So let's take all the Gnome apps and just shove them all into a thing real quick. Get in the hole. You too. You move away. Go away. In there you go too. Go. And you're going in there. Now this, minus this one, these are all CachyOS apps. Well, what CachyOS goes to install. And again, we're going to put, yeah, that should be, and I'm not sure about network tools, but Tour, I know. Just like, these are all CachyOS type things. So that's why we're putting them in here. The parental control wasn't, but I slipped. This is a package manager, so makes things easier for you if you don't want to end up using, what do you call it? The terminal. You don't have to use the terminal at all, which is nice. Terminal is involved here though, in case you do want to type out an actual package. So if we want OBS, we get OBS, a whole bunch of add-ons and stuff. And again, there's Proton VPN, Proton Pass. Your VPN should be in here. If you want to install Cosmic, we'll install all of Cosmic. If you want to install Cutefish, you can do that. This is where you can install any desktop environment that you want right here. And this is important because think about it. You get the OS the way that you want. So if I wanted to, I can go here. I can find KDE. Just want KDE, nothing else. It won't let me have KDE. All jokes aside, you can totally just go to the terminal, type sudo pacman-s KDE. Enter your actual password. Like that. Oh, maybe it's called Plasma. Enter, yes. And there we go, we've installed KDE. I know it's a tiny ass terminal, but all I did was type sudo pacman-S Plasma. Easy, simple, simplistic. Say that we want XFCE 4, right? And then we do XFCE for goodies, okay? Because you're gonna need those. Say we want Cutefish, or I don't remember anyone else. That's pretty much it. That's what I have in my brain, but we can also do Cosmic. Right? You can hit enter. Yeah, just keep doing all this and it'll do its thing. You can install every desktop environment that you totally just selected. Yeah, there we go. Look at it go. And it's done. And we're good. So now, let me show you how to use Gnome real quick if you're new to this, okay? So this is your settings right here. Gnome is very extensive in the way that it's able to be customized, even more so than KDE. I said it. Cry about it later. I have videos on how to customize both Gnome and KDE in the description below. There's a playlist you can check out. But set desktop background. We're going to do this. We could set it to dark mode. We can make it look the way that we want to make it look. It's nice if you want a dock, you can install a dock. You can do whatever you want. This is where you deal with your user, date, time, region, about. We can head up here to default applications and stuff like that, yada, yada, yada. So you have complete and utter control of what you need to do. I wish they would add default terminal support here, but they don't. So yeah, let's log out. And I'm going to show you how to switch to desktop environments. Long video today, by the way. We're nowhere near being done. Sometimes it just doesn't want to like go to the login screen. In that case, I literally just do force reset. I know it's annoying. It shouldn't happen to you. I installed a buttload of stuff. That's the reason why it did it. Because that's a lot of desktop environments. So when you click your username and you click here, you'll notice desktop, cubefish, and plasma. We're going to go with plasma. And again, the reason we're going with plasma, that is not my password, is because this is what it comes with as defaults. Now, it didn't install the CachyOS theming or anything, but these are your settings. Switch to dark mode here. It's extremely bloated here. Sometimes overwhelming for a new user. There's sessions. There's a bunch of other stuff here. It can really be a pain in the ass to use unless you are made of stone, which a lot of people aren't. So there's that. Applications, you got a start menu. There's your calendar. It's basically just Windows in a nutshell. You know what I mean? So brightness configuration. Turn monitor up, turn monitor down. And there's your audio. So this would be, it's using this one by default. Where is Dolphin? Yeah, we'd have to install Dolphin. Dolphin is its file manager. Let me guess. Let's grab terminal, I guess. Is it going to open the terminal? No. All right, let's grab terminal. We're going to do sudo Pacman. I know you can't see anything. Dash S console. Oh, I really don't know what this is doing. It's probably because it has no acceleration that it's causing this type of problem. And that is not my doing. Yeah, that is just something else entirely that's causing this to happen. Okay. So, console is the terminal. Dolphin is the file manager. That's not my password. I don't know how many times I'm going to say that today. And of course, if you have one of these going on, which happens quite commonly, you can do sudo remove that and then go back to your command by typing the up arrow on your keyboard. And done. So now we have the proper terminal installed. So if we type Dolphin, this is what you get. Okay? Wow. Now, I don't want to go out over much more of this. There's no need. Again, installing applications is as simple as open up Octopi and, you know, you're good to go. It does have a kernel manager right here. And I'm not sure if it has, there's no driver manager, but yeah, you can install any type of kernel you want. So you got v4 kernels and v3 kernels, so things are optimized for you here. Depending on your CPU, will automatically detect and optimize installed packages for you. I hope this was helpful. I hope this explained a lot. This is more in detail than I would normally go when it comes to a video like this. If you liked the video, subscribe. Don't forget to share it, and bye.